So, as part of our topic today, we are going to discuss about SAP basis administration. SAP basis administration. Once the basis is completed, then we will discuss about the HANA DB administration. So, first we will talk about the SAP basis administration. So, as part of SAP basis administration, so first what we have to do? So, first what we have to do? So, first of all, we need to build the system, right? If you want to go to the home, inside of the home, first we need to construct the house, right? First we need to construct the house. So if you want to construct the house, first we need to purchase the materials, cement, concrete, all these things we need to so purchase it, right? Same as like if you want to build the SAP system, if you want to build the one SAP system, any SAP systems. So any SAP systems. So what we have to do? First of all, we need to install the SAP system. Okay, installation, SAP installation. So if we need to install the SAP. To install the SAP, what we required? What we required to install the SAP? What we required? So we required the software requirements and hardware requirements, software requirements and hardware requirements. Why? Because if you want to install the any application, any software, like suppose a media player, anything, you need to first of all one application, one software, one .exe file is required, right? So what are the softwares here we required? What are the hardwares we required to install the our SAP application? To install SAP to perform the SAP installation, what are the softwares? Common software for all SAP products. All SAP products means we have SAP, ECC, NetWeaver, so Fiori, so S4 HANA, so and S4 HANA, so CRM or SRM. So we have other modules like ERP mod. These all are the ERP modules and CRM, SRM. So other separate business products. So and BW. So like that we have a number of modules are there. So what we required to install all these SAP product, so we need to download the softwares. So what softwares we required here? So the first one we required SWPM. The first software we required the SWPM. SWPM is the very important software, right? So here in this software will be used for to start the installation, to start the SAP installation. Any SAP installation if you want to do, either CRM, SRM, Fiori, whatever it may be in the SAP product installations, the first software what you require is the SWPM. So what is the abbreviation of this one? So SWPM means software provisioning manager. So this is the tool, this is the software, this is the file, this is the dump, this is the media, like that we will call it as the, so these are the synonyms with these softwares we required. This one is required. The next one, exports we required. Then second one, kernel file is the base file. The fourth one, DB. Then fifth one, DB client. Then sixth one, we required the SAP host agent. SAP host agent we required. These are the 6 softwares we required from the SAP. These are the 6 softwares we required from SAP. Normally, we want to install any product, just any media player. Just you download the media player, one file, then you will install it, but not related to the SAP. But SAP, you want to install SAP, you required all these 6 softwares you required. Exports for any SAP product. So all these 6 softwares are required. So this is common. Kernel is common. Kernel is for the binaries, libraries, OS level executable files. When we install one operating system in our Windows, we will get the program files, right? Program files, Windows related files, we will get common files. So these are the base for the our OS, base for the our operating system. Same as like we need kernel files as well. It's a base files or executable files or so kernel files. These are the very important. Without these files, SAP will not be installed. Without any one of the file is missed, so we cannot go ahead and install the SAP system, right? So then DB client. Why? Because SAP is depend on the DB. SAP is depend on the DB. How our if we construct the one house, first we will build the basement. Then on top of basement, then we will construct the first floor, second floor, like that we will construct, right? Which means the basement is the dependency. Same as like, so here in the same as like in here, same as like here we DB client is the dependency for the SAP. Without installing that our database, you cannot install the SAP operating system, SAP system. Okay, not the operating system. So SAP, you cannot go ahead and install the SAP system. So how to do this one? How to do this one? How to do this one? So suppose in the last time we discussed, right, the architecture of the SAP. So this is our SAP architecture, presentation layer, three-tier architecture. So SAP layer and DB layer, database layer. These are the three-tier architecture. Okay. So presentation layer. So which means here we are here, we are here. Then SAP application layer, SAP layer means either ECC, NetWeaver, S4HANA, Fiori, whatever software application you required, we can install the one SAP system. So then database. Okay, DB. So these are the three-tier architecture. So here we will log in, we will connect to the SAP application through GUI or whatever, through browser we will connect to the application. Then here you will do the transaction. SAP will go and sit the data in SAP will go and sit the data in the database level. SAP will go and sit the data in the database level. Okay, so like that the business operations and everything will happen here. Okay, so DB SAP depend on the DB. So without database, SAP will not go and install it. So that's why this DB and DB softwares are very important. So host agent is the one of the service to get the operating system level information. So this is also required, but so this will do the different functionality. This job is different functionality. So different functionality. These all are the SAP related softwares only. Exports. Okay. Exports are the main files here. Suppose in your organization, so client want to install the ECC, you need to download the ECC exports. Client want to install the NetWeaver exports you required. Client want to install the Fiori exports you required, which means each products, these are the product SAP related products. So each products, suppose one client want to NetWeaver system, then you need to download the NetWeaver exports separately. One client want to do ECC, so you need to download the ECC separately. One client want to S4HANA, you need to download the S4HANA exports separately. Only exports are the different. So your SWPM, kernel, DB client, host agent are common for all these five except exports are common. Common means same data, same files, same file softwares. You can use it for the so all SAP installation. All means any SAP product installation. What the SAP product means? Either ECC, Enterprise Core Component, NetWeaver Systems, Fiori, S4HANA is for the so anything you can install all these dumps. You can use it. So suppose client want to install the BW system, then just you need to download the BW exports and all these five softwares you can use it. Okay, these are the SAP softwares which we required. Okay, any questions from anyone? Hope it will clarify, right? Any questions? It's a small topic, like what we discussed is what are the softwares we required to install the SAP system. So, but in the next now, what we will discuss is if no one don't have any questions, so how to download these softwares, how to download it. So the next one is we will discuss about the how to download and where to download, what user we have to use it. Is it free or open? Is it open source or we need to pay the some amount? So what is that? Like that, there's some internal discussion we will discuss about. Okay. Anyone, any questions? Okay. Okay. I will take it no here. Okay. So then, so we'll discuss about the hardware. What hardwares we required? What hardware requirements we required here? What hardware requirements we required here? So hardware means so operating system, right? Operating systems and so disk, data, file systems, what file systems or what drives we required, and space requirement, our operating systems, file systems, space requirement. So what these things required here. So SAP we can install on any operating systems. SAP we can install on any operating systems, any operating systems. So any operating system means, so we have Windows and we have Linux operating systems are there. AX, SUSE Linux, so Sun Solaris, like that. Windows, we have Windows Server editions, Windows 2003, 2008, 2012, so 2016, 2020, Windows Server 20, like that server editions are there. So we can install any server editions of the Windows and any Linux operating systems like SUSE, Red Hat SUSE Linux or Red Hat Linux or AX. Anywhere we can install the our SAP system. That is the one of the future means SAP we can install any operating systems, either Windows or Linux, but it's not like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. We cannot install on those editions. Just only server editions. You will get the server editions, right? So Windows Server 2003, Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016, like that server editions are there, right? So there we can install the our SAP. So SAP applications we can install it. So what type of file systems we required here? What type of file systems we required? So either Windows or Linux, any file system is enough. There is no specific recommendation, but so any file systems. So either one drive, so which means one drive is enough, either C drive or D drive or E drive, whatever the one drive is enough, which has free space of 200 GB free space is required. 200 GB free space is required. SAP, anyone can work on SAP, but so small specifications, hardware requirements are enough to install the SAP and we can work it out. So small space is required. Just is for minimum 200 GB free space is required for the SAP to operate it. And also the file systems, C drive or D drive are okay. Any drive is okay. So suppose take drives means, so as you know, right, C drive, D drive, something like that, we will get the drives. So any drive that is okay. So any OS, any operating systems, either Windows operating systems or Linux operating systems or anything is fine. Okay. So these are the hardware. Hardware requirements are common for all SAP systems, all SAP applications. It's a common for all SAP systems, either Windows, either ECC or NetWeaver or BW, anything. So your hardware is common. Or OS operating system is common. So you can install anything on top of our laptops, right? Same as like hardware is common. So this is fine. Hardware requirements. So if you want to go deeply, what chip is required? So that much of details are not required. That no one is required. Why? Because those are the inbuilt chips, sockets, CPUs. So that's recommended. So now again, we need to discuss about the RAM, how much RAM we required, the RAM requirement. This is very important. To install the minimum minimum 8 plus GB is required. SAP we can, I told you right, SAP, so we can, if you have the 4 GB RAM also, we can install it in our laptops. If you have the 8 GB also, we can, but 8 GB is enough. Why? Because some real-time systems, few customers, they will use 8 GB RAM. So few customers, they will use this 16 GB RAM. So minimum 8 GB also is okay enough to install the your SAP applications. Okay. So RAM is very important. Okay. So RAM requirements, CPUs, how many CPUs are required? How many CPUs are required? One CPU will handle the 16 GB of main memory. Main memory means RAM memory. One CPU one CPU will handle the 16 GB of your RAM memory, which means you have the 8 plus means 1 GB is enough. You have the 32 GB RAM is there, then you need the 2 CPUs. You have the like that we need to calculate it. Then we need to adjust it. Now we are not going to go purchase the CPUs and just we need to provide the requirements. We need to provide the requirements to the hardware vendor. So then we need to we need this one software requirements. We have to download it. Why? Because it's a software. We are the responsible to install it. But hardware, we should know the information. Why? Because we have to inform to the our Linux team, or we have to inform to our network team. So hi boss, we need this OS to install the SAP. This much of any drive is enough. We need space 200 GB free space is enough. Minimum 8 GB RAM is enough. So CPUs. So minimum one CPU will handle the 16 GB of main memory. So if it is a 32 GB, we need 2 CPUs are required. So like that, we have to inform to them. They based on that, they will procure the hardware and they will build the operating systems and they will hand over to us. After that, we need to start downloading the packages. Then we need to do the installation. We need to do the installation of the SAP product. So we need to do the installation of the SAP product. Like that, we need to start it. Okay. So now, anyone, any questions, any confusion?
Ravi,
yeah.
So see, this is a normal requirement to install SAP, right?
Yes.
But can you broadly explain about the organization level hardware sizing, how it happens? Okay, what do we do?
Yeah. So hardware side. So like organization side. So they have the architects normally. So each company they have the client. They have the own client team is available to perform this kind of hardware sizing and everything. Or we have SAP Fixizer tools. SAP Fixizer tool is available. You based on this tool, so we can get this hardware estimation and everything. Or these are the standard recommendations, standard minimum recommendations which should be required. So the recommendations means all recommendations will come based upon the RAM size only. So we can get the RAM size, what is the data flow, so how many CPUs are required, what is the space recommendations. The OS is our like the client should inform which OS, which operating system based upon his license. So they will provide the okay, we need Windows operating system or Linux operating system. That is the client decision. Okay. So file systems means this depends upon your operating system. They will create the file system. So the space recommendations, RAM recommendations, CPU recommendations will come from based upon the. So there is one tool, SAP tool, SAP Fixizer, SAP Fixizer tool. This is the tool, SAP open source tool. This is the tool, browser tool. So if you open this tool, so in the browser level, it will ask the some details. It will ask the architects will do. Like suppose if I go SAP. So normally we will actually any softwares, anything we are going to discuss about the, so we will download from here, service.sap.com or support.sap.com. We'll go to the SAP support portal and So here we will go and download the software. Before that, there is a software SAP Quick Sizer tool. SAP Quick Sizer tool, benchmark tool. Quick size your servers. Okay. So here we can calculate the. Okay, let me open this one. So here we can calculate the hardware requirements, such as memory, CPUs, space. This one network. So this all these things we can calculate. We can go to the here sizing part. So you can see here. So let me. You can go to the quick sizer tool. So either you are installing the HANA based or HANA cloud based or non-HANA based classic quick sizer. It's a non-HANA based. So that we can go to the non-HANA, or you are installing the SAP on HANA database. So either S4 HANA, BW4 HANA. So our cloud, HANA cloud, you are installing the HANA cloud solutions on the cloud. So non-HANA. So which means so you are installing the SAP systems on the non-HANA systems like SQL Server, so Oracle, so DB2. So based on that, based on these links, so we will get the suppose if I take about the quick sizer, HANA based quick sizer. Why? Because database is very important, right? So we have to go to the quick sizer here. So here we need to enter the yes user ID. Yes user ID to log into the SAP level. So to log into the SAP level, we need yes user ID. So this yes user ID will be provided. Not only this one, any yes user ID will be provided. Yes user ID starts with S00 and some numbers. So this will be provided by the our organization after you join for downloading the softwares, for installations, to perform the calculation of the how many CPUs, RAM, how much RAM is required. So what basis means, like you asked me, right? Depends upon the users, depends upon the data flow. So we will get the some estimation, right? Some estimation like okay. So normally we are assuming like 2000 users, 2000 users. So they will log in like that. We will estimate, and based on that we will get the this RAM requirements and everything, space requirements and RAM requirements. So up to 5 years, 5 years they will calculate. Why? Because once we install SAP system, 5 years we should not return back and see we have any hardware issues, CPU issues, any space issues. So they will calculate it for the up to 5 years. So 2000 users, 5 years, and they will use the quick sizer tools. So users types, so 2000 users. So like that. So here we need to open this one. See, so there is a blog as well. You can see quick sizer tool, starting point of the sizing for all SAP systems. So how we can calculate it. The basically this tool is for the to calculate the how many CPUs, what how much RAM is required. So what is the data? So users. So all these things we have to feed it. How many users if you feed it, base how many users and years if you feed it, then we will get the estimation how much RAM, memory we will get it out. So all these things we have to do it from the SAP quick sizer tool. So normally in company who are having more like more than 15 years, 20 years, 10 years experience, they will do the They will get the access to the SAP Fixer tool. Using this tool, we can perform the hardware. We can perform the hardware requirements and everything. Sorry. So is it okay, or do we need to go a little bit deep on this one? So because here we have to provide the details like how many users and what is the data flow, these things, what is the operating system you want to use it. Based on that, we will get the output of the how much RAM, CPUs, space we required. But these are the common software, so we no need to worry about this one. But these are the we will get the information from architects. Our client has own team, so they will procure the hardware and they will ask us to install the SAP systems. They will ask us to install the SAP systems like that. We can go deeply, but I'm checking, like we can create the project here. So let me do that one maybe. So you can see sizing, greenfield sizing types. We have greenfield sizing, brownfield season, for example, migrations, expert sizing. So experts we have, if we connect it, we have the experts. So they will provide to us. SAP we have the experts. They will provide to us. Or in our organization we have the architects are available. Just we can go to the Fixer tool. So here we can get the information. So you can see here we can get the information. Sizing, hardware vendors, what hardware you are going to use it. So then we have to fill that option. So then customers, so performance like that. So we have the options are available. So basically the main bottom line, using the SAP Quick Sizer tool, we can calculate the CPU, RAM, space requirements. We can calculate it, but we need to provide the inputs of the what operating system you want to use it. So how many users and data object size of the, this is the optional. Just if you know the operating system users, we can get the information of this. So hardwares and everything. Okay. So then after that, once we got the hardware requirements, what we have to do, we need to download the softwares. Where to download the softwares? We have to go SAP marketplace here, service.sap.com. We have to go service.sap.com to download the all SAP related softwares. So we have to go to the service.sap.com or support.sap.com. This site we have to go and download the softwares. What softwares means we discussed earlier. So how to log in that one? How to log in? We will go to the software downloads. Okay, software downloads. We have to go it. Software downloads. We have to go. So then it will ask the user ID and password. So you will provide the user ID and password. We will go to the installations and upgrades. Just here we will get the three options. We are doing the installations, right? So we can do the installation tab. We have to go it. After installation, we need to do some patching, some maintenance work. We have to go this tab. So databases, which database you want to install it? Means on top of which database we have to install our SAP. So either DB2, SQL Server, Oracle, MaxDB, Sybase, so HANA, all databases are available here. We can go to the inside and we can download it. So installation and upgrades. So go to the here, select so select by expand this one. So then we can get the alphabetical wise. We have the softwares are adjusted. Alphabetical wise, we have the softwares are adjusted. So we can just select the alphabetical and we can download the softwares. We can download the that software's detailed way. We can download it. We can install it. So that's not a problem. But let me ask others. So if they are not joining this, we can continue and we can detailed way we can discuss it. Right? If you go, if they are joining from tomorrow onwards, so maybe we have to explain everything to them, right? So let's stop it here today. Small discussion what softwares and hardwares. Then tomorrow we'll how to download the softwares, then how to install it, how to log into the server, all these things. So we will discuss. Okay. Anything? Any questions? We'll stop it here today. Just a small discussion. So tomorrow we'll continue.